The lie people tell about the lie of Roth IRAs. Oh my God. I just watched a video where a guy, his thumbnail's like, the lie people say about Roth IRAs. Like, oh, what's this lie? Because I'm a big fan of Roth IRAs. And the lie was that apparently some people are saying, you should have all your money in a Roth. Like, who's saying that? Who's saying this? Reminds me of not Bill O'Reilly. It was him, John McCain. All right, during the Feingold McCain-Feingold act, where they supposedly got rid of dark money in politics. McCain would go up there and say, I know these senators are abusing the system, basically they're being bought off. And I always said, who are these people? If you know them, say who they are so we can go after them. Say you shouldn't be doing that. Who? And he never did. He never made names. I hate that. Who are the people saying all your money should be in a Roth? Because these people are telling a lie, apparently, according to YouTube. YouTube says, the lie people tell you about the Roth. Who is saying this? Because you're not going to find a bigger proponent of the Roth than me. I've never once said you should have all your money in the Roth. I don't have all my money in the Roth. All my qualified money, i.e. my retirement accounts, are in Roth now. But I still add every single week or 2 weeks to my brokerage account. So even I don't have all my money in the Roth, and I don't think you're going to find a bigger proponent of Roth IRAs than me. The irony of it all is the majority of my clients, I say they shouldn't convert to Roth. Why? Because it doesn't make sense for them. It doesn't make sense. Why convert as a 65-year-old man, or never mind, a 60-year-old guy, lose your Obamacare premium subsidies? All right, why convert there at a higher tax bracket, 22% tax bracket, for instance, when you're avoiding going to a 12% tax bracket later? That doesn't make any sense. Come on, no, we're going this way. That doesn't make sense. Now, in my case, I did it because I love the idea. I was 51 when I did my last Roth conversion tax payment. I love the idea that forever on, all my money is tax-free. It's growing tax-free. So 2023, 2024, I made 25% a year in my portfolio, tax-free. That's pretty sweet, man. That smells like Teen Spirit. That stupid song. That song was horrible. I'll never forget when that song came out. I was in the Army. My man Kevin from Fontana, California. He said, man, I can't, watch out, Pablo, come on, buddy. He said, I can't believe it. I said, wait, he goes, MTV's playing a song with slam dancing. I was like, no way. And sure enough, they were. I said, oh boy, things have changed from the glam metal days to this thing called grunge rock. If you think that wasn't forced on us, you're crazy. It's all manipulated by Pablo. He's way gone, buddy. Look at this guy. Pablo, he's way gone. He's gone. There's a guy who just jogged by us, and Pablo thinks he's going to get him. Anyway, so who are the people saying all your money should be in a Roth? I want to know who these people are. So we're going to say, no, Joe Smith, you're wrong. No, Josh Scanlon, you're wrong. You're telling lies about the Roth IRA. This whole thing about the lies that people tell you about this or that. Now, I say the lies the retirement planning industry does all the time. Why? Because they do. They know. The retirement planning industry knows for a fact that the vast majority of retirees are content. Doesn't mean they're freaking lighting cigars at $100 bills, but they know this for a fact. You don't have to follow Gallup poll. You don't have to, it's just the polls on top of polls on top of polls are all saying the same thing. Everybody knows this. We can see the BLS numbers, all right? We know the BLS doesn't survey necessarily people about their contentment, but we can see what happens to spending. Does it go down or go up? We can see that spending from pre-retirees to retirees, it goes down as you age. We know this for a fact. We can see charitable contributions go up as well. So spending's going down, charitable contributions are going up. Impossible to happen if you're running out of money. We know this. On top of that, we survey people over time and time again. HRS, Health and Retirement Survey. In this case, a Gallup poll. Did the EBRI do? I can't remember. No, come on. I can't remember who else did surveys on this. So we know that people are not indigent in retirement. We know this. Some people are. The poor will always be with us, said Jesus Christ. And if Jesus says it, I take it as gospel. Actually, I take it above gospel because Jesus said it. Not Matthew, Mark, Luke, or Paul. No, Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John. Jesus said it himself. Now we read that in the gospel and we attribute that to Jesus. I believe it. Anyway, so we know that there's a vast majority of people are doing just fine in retirement. All right. We know the retirement planning industry knows this because the retirement planning industry can read. So the question is, why isn't the retirement planning industry saying this as opposed to saying there's a retirement crisis that they've been saying for decades upon decades? I don't know. That is a lie. It's a lie by omission. They're leaving out the fact that there is no retirement crisis for the vast majority of retirees. That's a lie of omission, not a lie of commission. They're not saying there's a retirement crisis that's happening for every retiree. They're just saying there's a pending retirement crisis coming, even though we see time and time again that's not the case. So not a lie of commission. They're not committing a lie. They're just leaving out what they know to be true. They have to know this to be true. Kind of like climate change people. If we say it's a crisis that's occurring in the future, you can then say, oh, that's not a lie. I did not know, right? If you say it's a crisis that's happening right now and we see the evidence otherwise, you say, dude, you're lying because you saw I mean, you could chop up to ignorance. People did not know. In my business, that's not acceptable. Can't be ignorant, these professors and whatnot, think tank people about this, and then turn around and say it's a crisis, which is not true. So it's a lie of omission. And they know it. They know it. All right, so they're leaving out absolute evidence that they know to be, they'll disprove them. Pisses me off, dude. All right. On top of that, they could, but again, like the climate change people, New York's going to be underwater in 20 years. 20 years comes up, it's not underwater. Well, I did not know, but I'll say in 20 years it will be underwater. Another 20 years comes under. I did not know. I wasn't lying. I just didn't know, but, it's going to happen now. And, of course, they're long gone. Another 20 years later when they're just like, dude, you're full of crap. Anyway. I just want to know who these people are who are saying there's a lie for Roth IRAs. Who is telling this that everyone, you should have all your money in a Roth? Who? Call them out, man. Hell, dude, I've called out the lying of the retirement planning industry a million times a Sunday. I say, why? Now, I've had Andy Biggs on my program a number of times. I email him. He knows these people personally. He says they're wonderful people. I say, why are they lying? He goes, I don't know. I don't get it, man. It's weird. Those are lies of omission, not lies of commission. If people are making lies about Roth IRAs, we want to know who they are so we can tell them to stop doing that. You have to, if you look at Paul, all right, Paul, the apostle, not the apostle. Is Paul apostle? I guess he is. Paul, he definitely did not know Jesus. He never met Jesus in person when Jesus was alive. But he says you got to correct people in the church who are leading people wrongly. Now, we can debate Paul, his legitimacy and all that all day long. But the facts are Paul wrote most of the New Testament. All right, as such, he has a place in Christianity. And if Paul says you got to correct people who are leading people wrong, all right, well, the same thing happens in financial planning. If people in financial planning are reading people wrong, they need to be corrected. And they need to be corrected one-on-one. You go up to them, you can say, well, the elders, that's fine. You can talk to Michael Kitces. You can talk to all these guys. Say, let's go talk to Josh Scanlon, who's lying about retirement Roth IRAs. Then we should be corrected. But you got to say who the person is that needs to be corrected so we can address it. Anyway, just one of my pet peeves. If you're going to call out a group of people, who are these people so we can correct them and ask for better behavior? All right. God bless. Love your thoughts.